What is going on, everybody? Matt Johnson, mattjohnsonsells.com. Surprise Facebook Live here. Give me a couple minutes. I will explain what's going on. I'm going to invite some people in here so we can get a few people going. And then I've got a special interview today with Brad French. And once I see Brad here in the comments, I will go ahead and invite him in. But I do a podcast each week, typically on Mondays at 12 o'clock, fresh off the weekend, to give everybody something to listen to after their weekend is over on lunch break. Typically, I do some type of topic for... Hey, Mike, thanks for jumping in. Some type of topic around the auto industry, whether it's on the buying, selling side, as well as I interview different entrepreneurs from the area to find out what motivates them, what drives them, and what makes them a little bit different than somebody that just punches the clock from time to time. And like I said, typically I do this on Mondays at noon. Today I'm doing this a little early because, as some of you know, tomorrow I will be having both of my knees scoped, so I will be out of commission. There he is. What's going on, Brad? I will be getting my knees scoped and will be probably not coherent enough to do this tomorrow. So I want to go ahead and get it knocked out today. And I'm trying to find you in here, Brad. I see that you're in here. I can't send the invite. What am I doing wrong, man? Brad, are you on your phone so that I can send you an invite? Because it doesn't let me invite you in, man. All right. JC, Mike, little help here. How do I invite Brad in? See, and that's why I like doing these live. That way you see me struggling. You see that I'm not perfect. I don't try to put on this perfect persona. I try to keep it as real as possible, and that way, click his profile pic in the comments. All right. It just says block Brad, delete comment, pin this comment. I am not on an iPhone. Wait, I think I got it. What changed all of a sudden, but it looks like maybe a little operator error on my part, if nothing else. You're on your own, and man, I had an iPhone. I just didn't like. I was limited to doing a few things with it. So I'm sending the invite to Brad French right now, and we'll see if he can accept it. Brad, make sure your phone is in landscape mode so that you can see it. There you are.
Hey, man.
What's going on?
Well, I'm just trying to get this thing hooked up in my stupid vehicle. I had it hooked
There you
up
are.
to the charger and everything, and then it would just play my songs off my phone. So I'm like, what the hell's going on? So I just detached it.
I gotcha. Well, thanks for jumping in, man. I will just turn it over to you a little bit so you can introduce yourself to everybody on the podcast. Like I said, my goal for these is to interview different entrepreneurs, different business owners, find out a little bit more about you, who you are, kind of what you do, and what drives you.
All right. Well, my name is Brad French. I'm Canadian, live in good old Saskatchewan, and yeah, I'm essentially trying to build a business in marketing, but it's coaching and mentoring is my basis of where I want to head, and health and wellness is also another part. Just because you need that to succeed in life, you need to be healthy and you need to be, essentially taking the nutrients to do so.
Absolutely. So, what part of it are you on? Like the coaching side, as far as the personal trainer, the nutrition side? What is it that you're trying to, or are you trying to do all of the above and then have people under you to do each one?
No, I try and stay in the business side of things, so the coaching side of things, like anybody that needs a bit of mentoring or just a little kick in the ass, just to do what they don't want to do. A lot of people don't like to go live, and I mean, we were all, you know, culprits of that. We all didn't want to do it, and finally I just said enough's enough, and hit the top and just go for it.
Yeah, and I'm one of those people. I typically don't do lives, go lives, and with September being self improvement month, I really wanted to try to work on that. And with these interviews, I really tried to find and search out people that would be willing to go live and not just do a pre recorded um, podcast.
No,
And
exactly.
so,
I don't agree with that. I think if you're gonna do it right. You know, be raw and be real. Like, we're all human. We all make mistakes, and that's what it's. It's a learning curve.
and everybody that was on this saw that I was trying to figure out how to invite you in to get you in here to do the interview.
Well,
Uh,
that's good. It's good
so
it took you that long because it was trying to get me to figure out how to get this stupid thing to so I could hear you because I could see you talking, but I'm like I can't hear you.
yeah, and that's all right, man. So what is it that you do now? Do you already have the business up and running, or is this a startup that you're trying to launch?
No, this is essentially a startup. I'm a fresh newbie at online stuff, so like this is a kick in the can for me, and I'm more than willing to take all the chances, right? Throw all the fish in one bucket and go for it. But no, I work for highways. I drive a sign truck. I fix signs on the side of the road, or the highways and stuff. So
So on top of your full time job, you're also trying to do your own startup, your own launch of your own business. So
exactly.
talk to that a little bit. I mean, what keeps you motivated after working all day to come home when it's so easy to just say, I don't want to do this. I would rather just lay on the couch. I would rather just drink beer, watch TV, whatever it is. I mean, what keeps you going?
Support system. Like I got a lot of like-minded friends on Facebook that we all support each other no matter what we're doing. And give each other a boost. Like I'm not one to to give up on things. I'm very pushy when it comes to things. Actually, I want to get the best out of things, you know, and I know I can do better, and I always strive for that kind of, you know, the mentality. And you got to have that. You got to have the mindset. You got to have that integrity and persevere through all the obstacles, right? You got to push, and no matter what, like people say, a lot of people say negative things about what you're doing, and you know what? You just got to wipe it off and keep going. Just, be real.
Absolutely, I couldn't agree more. And I know that I found you through a couple mutual friends on Facebook and through a group that we're both in, and otherwise I wouldn't have known who you are. And that's why I really wanted to do this, was to not only get outside my comfort zone for going live, but reach out to somebody that I really hadn't talked to before, hadn't met before, and just wanted to see what makes you you, why you do it, and what makes you tick, man.
Exactly. Well, what really got me into network marketing and online marketing, I guess you call it, um, I just want something better in life. I know I'm made for something better, and I know I can do, numerous things and astronomical things. I've been a laborer and truck driver all my life. Like, I mean, I worked on the rail for 4 years, and it paid really good, but you had no life, right? Literally no life. You signed a document and gave your life up to the people in management, and you're on call all the time, and I just can't handle that. I don't like the, you know, you probably know the 40-40-40 deal, like 40 hours a week for 40 years of life, and you get 40% brought back to you when you retire. Like, and
Yep.
that's not the way to live. That's not the way people should be. Like, they should be more open to trying different things and better themselves. Take personal development courses and get the mindset, get set up, and then give that same experience that you have to your kids or your spouse. And that's the toughest thing, is trying to convince your spouse, I think. And but like your kids, they'll, if they see you doing it and succeeding at it, they're going to want to do it too, right? They won't want to be a laborer. They won't want to do a job. They'll want to be an entrepreneur and make their own decisions, right?
Absolutely. And I am trying to encourage my kids to do whatever they want to do, um, whether it's just work for somebody else, work for themselves, or find what it is they love that drives them, and maybe it's a combination. I don't know, um, but I know that motivating them and trying to be that positive influence in their life is difficult, because mom and dad always say one thing, and as they get older, they don't realize that we've been there, we don't do it all, or we've done a lot of it, and they don't feel like we've done anything, so they don't have to listen to us. uh,
Absolutely,
and
yeah.
so what's yeah, that's the truth. And my older two kids are now old enough that they realize that everything that my wife and I told them growing up wasn't just bullshit, that it did have some content to it, that there was a lot of truth there. So what's the reason, what's the why that you want to do better, and like you mentioned, that you just know that you were meant for better?
Well, the real reason is freedom, time freedom, and going to explore different parts of the world. Like, I mean, I used to be a big tourist, and then did, not the mistake, but got married and then had kids, and it just, like, everything just went stop, and deadbolt. But now with the way things are, I'm more open to trying new things and getting out there again and going back out to explore the world. Like, my goal really, like I'm 38, I'm giving myself 12 years to see 50 parts of the world. So 50 before 50. You know, that's my
Oh wow.
main goal. I'm really pushing for that. Well, whether or not I can achieve that, that's one of my bucket list things. So,
That's awesome. I love hearing that. And you know, I haven't done a whole lot of traveling myself, just a little bit of time while I was in the army here, and got to see a little bit. But I've always thought about that as well. So that really resonates with me, and I would love to do that someday. But I always find reasons to not do it. Like,
yeah.
well, I would rather, do we want to take a trip, or you know, work work on the house, improve the house, or you know, get another vehicle, more reliable vehicle, something like that. I always find a reason to not do it. So I completely hear that and understand that.
Yeah, well, the
uh
only way you're gonna get to that thing too, like to take them vacations and to afford to do it, is invest too. Like you gotta be a smart investor. Like I've dabbled a few in Bitcoin. I have lots of stocks on a railroad right now that I'm still holding, and they're always increasing, but they always have that odd little lip that they drop, right? So and a lot of people freak out right away. They're like, okay, well, cash out, cash out. I'm like, why would you do such a thing when it's low? You know, cash out high if you're gonna be silly. You know, don't cash low. But yeah, I don't know. I'm not a big stock market fan, but because it's just, you know, you never know what it's gonna do, right? But Bitcoin right now, the way I see it is the future. You know, I honestly see a lot going to happen with it, and a lot of places are going to accept it. It's going to be the currency worldwide. You know, that's just my take on things anyway.
sure. And I've looked into it, and I've kind of just read a little bit about it. And I don't do a whole lot of the stock market. I don't do, as you know, gambling or anything like that, like some of my friends and coworkers. I just don't have that interest in there in it yet. And I say yet because maybe I might. Maybe it's because I'm not where I want to be income wise, that I can afford to take a chance.
Exactly. Yeah. Well, you know, and you got to be, like I said, it's got to have the mindset too. You got to want to have to do it, and then take your chances, roll the dice, right? Like it's not like going to a casino and blowing cash. I will not ever do that. I well, I shouldn't say I will not ever. I have done it, and I will not do it again. You know, and if I ever walk foot on Vegas soil, I will not be there to poke slots. I'll be there for all the attractions and all the, you know, the stage, you know, all the presence of people there, and you know, just the environment, you know, go to watch shows, live shows. I won't be there for plucking up the slots. I guarantee you that.
Yeah, I love that. I love hearing that, because there's so many people that like to go there just to take a chance. I know there's some that go there for the attractions, for uh, games, for the experience, just to say they've gone. But there's so many more that go for the gambling, the casinos, and I'm just I'm just not um, I'm just not one of those people.
No.
Uh, Deborah, no, this isn't a conversation about Bitcoin. I'm just interviewing Brad French. He's just mentioning a little bit of what he dabbles in. So leading into that, what is it about you and your startup that is going to set you apart from uh, others in your industry and in your realm, that people would have the advantage of, you know, doing business with you versus somebody else?
Well, really, where I'm located right now, there's nobody that does this kind of industry. That's the thing. Like I'm in I guess you could say a small hick town in Saskatchewan, and there's really not a whole lot here. Like uh, so much is like industrial, and it's business oriented stuff. Like, and I'm not a guy that wanted to start a business to have overhead, and have to pay the bills and hire the staff and do all this. I'm a very independent person. I'd rather I'd rather do a business online that I can, do internationally and help whomever that needs that, that extra boot.
Absolutely, and that's awesome to hear. Is that you found a market where you can really grow, you can really thrive. There's not a whole lot of competition. Uh, you know, the area I live in, it's not huge by any means, but being in auto sales, there's just huge competition, not only from other dealerships but other salespeople, because we all work together, we all get along, uh, we're all close and friends. So you want to see them succeed, but in the back of your mind, you don't want to see them succeed because then they're taking money out of your pocket.
Exactly. Yeah. Competition is tight sometimes, right? And time is money and money is food on the table, right?
Exactly. So what's new in your industry, whether it be the coaching side, the mentoring side? Is there anything new that you want to share, that you can share with us?
Just the company that I'm working with online, we have three mentors that we use, and actually they're growing to be more online too that are going to be mentors. But the three that we have, essentially, they make upwards and above 10 million a piece yearly. So
Wow.
and like they dabble in Bitcoin too. That's how I got into it. Was they kind of convinced me to just go out of my elements and invest, right? Like, I always have more investments in other things, but I like to dabble. It doesn't hurt. Take a little here and there, and what's it gonna hurt? It doesn't hurt your pocketbook because it wasn't in your wallet in the first place. It was in an investment. So, you know,
Sure.
just take the money out of the investment and put it in another one.
Absolutely. So with that, is there something new, exciting that you're going to be diving into or taking a chance on coming up in the future?
I'd like to start my own company, my own mentoring company, coach people on what not to do, really, like, because there's so many wrongs that I've done in my life, and I've seen better succession here in the last year. Like, I've been in online for the last couple of years anyway, and I've always wanted to have some type of business that I could take anywhere around the world. And it wasn't until I found online that I was stuck. I couldn't figure it out, and I didn't want to take on, like I say, I didn't want a small business per se, right? I didn't want to
Sure.
be stuck at a job still, right? You're essentially, you own a business, but you're still stuck there because you're not going to be making money when you leave, right? It's only when the doors are open when that ever happens. So I want something that runs around the clock and you can make an income irregardless.
Absolutely. What's the future look like for you? 1 year from now, 5 years from now, 10 years from now.
1 year from now, for sure, I will be out of my job. 5 years from now, I surely hope that I got most of my tourist locations marked out and visited, probably half of them at least. And 10 years from now, I hope to be retired, 100% retired. But like I say, stay dabbling in the markets and doing online stuff just for fun, right? And help people progress and you know get them to come out of their elements and go live. A lot of people don't understand how seriousness this can be. Like, they think that going live is a joke to them, right? And it's tough, and then it's really not, especially when you get two on it. It it's like talking on the phone, just looking at your ugly mug. But like so many people get so, you know, I don't know, uncomfortable. Well, the way I look at it is, in order for you to succeed in business of any sort, you got to get uncomfortable. If you're ever
Absolutely.
comfortable, you're not progressing. You have to be uncomfortable to get that next level.
Absolutely. And I completely agree with that. The complacency of just staying in in your lane and staying in your zone doesn't improve you. It doesn't give you any motivation to get any better or reach outside your comfort zone to something that may interest you, but I don't know anything about that, so I'm going to stay away from that and
Exactly.
just stick with what I know.
Well, I used to do public speaking. I used to get up in front of crowds of, 400 or 500 people, and just because, I had no, it didn't bother me. And then the thing that bugged me the most was being on camera. Like somebody had a video camera, then I kind of back off a bit, but you get used to it after a while. But the first time I went live on Facebook, man, it took me forever. Like honestly, I'm not kidding, not a word of a lie. It probably took me an hour. I was ready to hit the button, and I just back off. And like, no, this isn't like, I don't know. It just seems really odd because all I see is myself, and I'm trying. Like if somebody's trying to ask me questions on the live, I can't always read that and then lose my train of thought. Like I said, I'm not a multitasker by any sort or any means, right? So
Sure. And you brought up a point that I was going to ask you as well. So would uh, public speaking, mentoring, uh, I guess not just a person, but a group, like an entire business, entire company, would that be something that you'd be interested in, or down the road as well?
that's a total interest. I love speaking to public, like just even out in the open. Like I'll go to any store and out of nowhere we'll strike a conversation. I don't even know this person, and I'll strike a conversation. I'm just too bubbly, I guess. I don't know. But I'm very open to listening to what people have to say, and I get opinionated myself. But yeah, I would love to go, and set up places to go do, live, to go speak in public and have presentations, you know, just
And
to
that's
show that
awesome.
things are possible, and that not everything is about working a job. A lot of people, that's what they want to do. They want they're happy with what they have. They have a system set out. They're scheduled and everything. They like that. Well, I'm not a schedule kind of guy. I like just, let's do this today. Okay, perfect. Let's go. Like sporadic. I love to have surprise, and that's just who I am.
Absolutely. And that's awesome. Not, and like you kind of mentioned a little bit, not everybody is like that. Some people, and there's nothing against it. People that like to stay in their job, what they know, we need those no those people. Not everybody always says, well, if everybody becomes an entrepreneur, then nobody will work. Reality is not everybody's going to be an entrepreneur. Not everybody is willing to take a chance. Not everybody's willing to do it or even has the desire to do it. Some people are okay just working for somebody else, punching the clock, and just collecting that steady paycheck. It's that security that they know they're always going to get that paycheck.
Yeah. Well, the thing that I think about that is, because of what's coming in the future and how everything is becoming so automated, you know, a lot of jobs are going to be in conflict with that. Like there's not going to be a whole lot of jobs in, like, say, an office building. It's all going to be automated. It's all going to be done by computer automation. It'll be talking to you on the phone, like as it is with most bank companies now. They don't have people answering the phone. It goes straight to an automated, teller, and that bugs me, and to no end. But that's that's what's going to happen. I could see in the next 5 to 10 years, probably 30 to 40% at least of all these customer service related jobs are going to be in conflict with that, and that's kind of why I want out of where I am. Not that my job's going to become that because I drive truck. You're going to put a robot in a truck to do my work? Well, I'd like to see it, but it could happen. But I'd rather be safe than sorry, you know, and I'm doing this mostly for my kids. I need more time with them, and I'm always on the road right now, so it really plays a damper on my life right now, what I'm doing.
Sure.
So that's another reason why I went online.
And I'm grateful that you did, because online, without the social media, without Facebook and everything that the way that it is, I would never have come across you, discovered you, or realized who you were. So I greatly appreciate you taking the chance and going online and just stepping out of your comfort zone a little bit.
Absolutely, yeah.
Uh,
Well, and like I keep telling people, just take a look at it. Maybe it's for you, maybe it's not. Maybe you want to stick at your job, or maybe you want newer, brighter things. Like there's so much possibilities out there. There's so many businesses that you can join online. People don't realize it. Like all you got to do is browse, and you'll find. You just got to be very careful who you join. There are the odd ones that, yeah, they are scam artists, but you do your due diligence, you do your homework, and look into it online, and phone around if you have to. Ask people that are involved in it. What exactly does this entail? Why did you join? And you know, are you doing it? Are you progressing? Are you making any money? Not that the money is the issue, but is it a worthy company to invest in? Because really, essentially, in order for you to get anywhere online, you have to invest. You can't just
sure.
join a company and hope for free that they're going to give you all these tidbits and information that are going to make you millions, right? You're there to invest, and like I said, the personal development is a huge, huge key factor in this. So if you don't have the mindset, nor the want to do this, you'll never succeed online ever. Like you really, really, really need to have that mindset. Like it has to be burned in your brain that you're going to do this, and nothing is going to stop you. And like you could have people, your best friends, your family, anybody say and talk down to you about it, and all it is just wipe it off yourself and keep going. I've blocked family and friends on Facebook. I don't care. It's a business now. It's not a relation. It's not a family related thing anymore. Whereas before it was just friends and family and people that I know. Once I got online and I was doing the online marketing bid, I've got so many people from around the world that, I mean, I go through it every 3 months or so, and I clean it up a bit in people that aren't active or whatever. But I do not base it on family anymore. And if they get mad that they can't get a hold of me, I said, I have a phone, call me. Like that's what my cell phone's for. My internet connection is now my business.
Absolutely, and that's what I try to do as well. Is if I'm going to be online, go online, or do a video, for instance, I want to bring value. I want to bring content to people so they get something from it. If it's just one thing that they find, they hear, they can take that, and maybe it's enough for them to take a chance, or go a different direction in their life.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, all it takes is one, right? One person can change many, and like depending on the company you join, you could find one person that knows hundreds of people that want to join, and all you did was find that one guy, and boom, your business just bloomed, right?
Exactly, and it just all starts with taking a chance, and willing to jump out of your comfort zone and just do what you can to try to make it happen.
Absolutely, absolutely, yeah. Like I said,
Well,
I don't like being comfortable. I like challenges, and I like to be, you know, totally, yeah, uncomfortable for sure.
and I'm glad to hear that because not everybody is like that, and I'm trying to force myself into that area and that zone to get uncomfortable, be uncomfortable every single day.
Well,
While I wrap up here, is there anything that I forgot to ask or that you'd like to add to uh, or say to everybody before we kind of wrap things up?
no, just that if you are looking at going online and doing, marketing or whatever business you choose to go into, research people like Grant Cardone, because essentially that's what got me started was Grant Cardone, Gary V, all these top-notch people, right? But Gary, the way he looks at things and the way that Grant looks at things are every day is a new day, and you're broke. Every day you're broke again. Like they could have millions of dollars in the bank. We're broke. We gotta work. We gotta, push buttons and get going. You know, start start pushing, crush it.
Absolutely, absolutely, and every that is something that every salesperson on this on this stream right now that has watched it, shared it, that is 100% something that we can all take from that is being broke every day, and I love that. Where can everybody find you, Brad? What platform and what do they search to find you?
I'm mostly on Facebook, just Brad French, but I do have an Instagram also. It's Brad D French, and you can catch me also on Snapchat. Not very often, but it's Frenchster6.
Awesome. Well, thank you again for uh, being willing to jump on here, do a Facebook Live, help bring me further out of my comfort zone a little bit. And Susan, thank you for sharing this out. Uh, I just really thank you for taking the time and jumping on here. Everybody, that's going to end this episode, Car Confessions, episode number 20, with my friend Brad French here. Uh, if you guys have any questions on where you can find Brad, uh, by all means, please feel free to reach out to me. Let you know where you can find him, and you can find me Facebook, Instagram, and YouTube at Matt Johnson Sales. Email me mattjohnsonsales.com, and I will look forward to seeing y'all next week with another interview or another topic. Thank you guys for watching. Make sure you share this out. And Brad, thank you one more time, man.
So thank you, Matt. Hopefully your surgery goes well tomorrow.
I appreciate it. Thank you very much.
Take
I'll
care,
see you
brother.
later.
You bet. Cheers.
Bye.